Hi, my name is Michael Shield. I'm one of the many precision farming specialists at Titan Machinery. Today we're going to go over some of the new features and benefits of the 2000 series row unit over the 1200 series. To start with, we have the full suite of precision planting products. You've got your drive meters, your DeltaForce cylinders, the CleanSweep up front, and we can add a lot of the aftermarket stuff after the factory as well. On the row unit, we have the parallel link arms have changed from the 1200 series. They have a wishbone shape now, and they're all cast iron on the bottom portion, which complements the DeltaForce system to combat flexing or anything of that nature. The entire row unit itself is cast iron now. We've also upgraded the size of the opening discs and closing discs. The closing discs you can wear from 9 inches down to 8 inches. Before you'll want to replace them, the opening discs are 15 inches. We can take them down to 14.5. You're also going to want to check out your boot and your firming point. Make sure your firming point's not rounded off, so we're leaving a good furrow for seed placement. You'll also notice that we've changed the hardware. These are all identical, the same size. Wrench takes everything apart, and if it's not a wrench, it's just a cotter pin to disassemble. We've also changed our depth control system from a screw style to a T-handle. We can turn it to 180 degrees to go as low as a 1/8 of an inch increment for depth control. We also have this air cylinder on here for in-cab closing control, as long as the air cylinder for the CleanSweep up front with in-cab control, so as soil types vary throughout the field, we can adjust it on the fly. And now we'll go look at a few common wear things on a speed tube and a meter. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look over some of the common things we can see pre-season on the meter and the speed tubes before we actually go into the field. On the meter, what we want to do is we want to check over the springs, make sure the springs are still loose, they've got some tension on them. We're going to inspect our brushes for buildup, mud, broken parts. We'll also want to make sure that this brush is the appropriate brush for the crop kit. Certain crop kits change this one. Then we'll go over to the other meter half. We're going to want to check our knockout wheel spring, make sure that's all moving loose. And then the most important thing here is going to be our seal. We're going to want to visually inspect our seal for wear, tear, loose spots. It's going to cause big time vacuum issues. Now the 2020 will pick all this up when we're planting, but anytime we can prevent that before the season starts, we always want to do that. Then we'll go over here, and on this particular planter we actually have speed tubes instead of seed tubes, so we'll want to inspect these as well. We'll want to make sure everything moves nice, there's no bearings issues or anything going on there. We'll inspect our feeder wheels. You can see between the two rows, my right hand and the left is far more worn on the little wheel than the right hand. These have 2 seasons on them, and they're going to end up getting repaired. More than likely, depending on the acres, you're going to replace these on a yearly basis, and the crop types, some crops are harder on them than others. And the other thing we're going to want to check is the housings themselves. On the very bottom here, you can see how the plastic from here to here gets really thin. There's a lot of wear on these. These have been through 2 seasons, and they're pretty much shot. We're probably going to end up having to replace these this year. And then other than that, that's the main high-end stuff we're going to want to inspect. You always want to make sure you're not missing flights on your belts as well. Those are the common wear parts and replacement parts on the meters and seed tubes. And you can always call your dealer if you have any questions on something, if it's questionable, if we should replace it or not as well.